If you wear underwear, that's a hell of a way to start a video, isn't it? Stick around to the end of this video to hear an offer from the sponsor of a portion of today's video, my personal favorite underwear company. The only underwear I wear, the only underwear that's up in my underwear drawer is Sheath Underwear. Anyway, stick around and help support the channel by supporting a company that I absolutely stand behind. Let's talk about what's happening right now in the Republican Party and their lack of understanding of having any argument, any talk track against Tim Walz being named the vice presidential pick for Kamala Harris. They're losing it. In fact, in true Donald Trump fashion, they, because how many times have I talked about Donald Trump saying everything's the worst? Everything he does is absolutely the best. He's the best president. No one's done a better job. Many people are saying this. But also, on the other side of things, it's the worst it's ever been. It's never been this bad. It's the likes of which we've never seen kind of a thing all the time. And when it was a Joe Biden, Kamala Harris ticket, it was the most radical left. Never have we seen this before. Until there's a new ticket in town, and it's Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. Now, that is the most liberal ever. It kind of loses its luster after a while, right? You would think that even in MAGA world, they're getting tired of the everything being the most extreme, most scary, nightmarish proposition on the planet, right? So Donald Trump, he tweeted this first. We'll get to this one at 3:36 p.m. Eastern yesterday. This is the most radical left duo in American history. There has never been anything like it, and there never will be again. Crazy, comma, blah. Comma, blah? All right. Crazy, comma, blah. Man, he is just slipping. They've got nothing. They have not. I didn't even see that it was comma, blah. Comma, blah. Absolute dipshit. Crazy, comma, blah is indeed crazy. Wow, that is some profundity right there, is it not? I hear there is a big movement to bring back Crooked Joe. You hear this? Are many people saying this, Donald Trump? Are those people in the room with you right now? Do we need to call a team of experts to help you navigate these delusional waters that you're currently swimming in? And then at 3:59, not even a half hour later, he posted this. What are the chances that Crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States, whose presidency was unconstitutionally stolen from him by comma blah, so it wasn't a typo, they're going with comma blah. Barack Hussein Obama, all in caps. Again, leaning into the racism, which will be a theme in this particular video. You won't be surprised to know. Crazy Nancy Pelosi, shifty Adam Schiff, crying Chuck Schumer, and others on the lunatic left crashes the Democratic National Convention and tries to take back the nomination, beginning with challenging me to another debate. He feels that he made a historically tragic mistake by handing over the U.S. presidency, a coup, to the people in the world he most hates, and he wants it back now. I saw someone call this fan fiction. It is certainly delusional thinking. And again, as I talked about in a previous video, the reason he's doing this is because they've got nothing to say. They're scrambling right now with political strategists and focus groups to try to come up with something they think is going to stick as a weapon, a rhetorical weapon against the Harris-Walz ticket. And until then, they just need to create distractions until they can come up with what they want to talk about. Because this is just unhinged lunacy on the part of Donald Trump. Speaking of unhinged lunacy, they are, as a matter of strategy, as a matter of talking points, leaning into racism, to fear, to anti-immigrant, to anti-black, to anti-African sentiments. And it starts with Stephen Miller. You shouldn't be surprised that Stephen Miller the white nationalist, the neo-Nazi little puke, Stephen Miller, the architect of Donald Trump's most heinous policies related to immigration. He had this to say on Fox News, where he's talking about Tim Walz wanting to turn the Midwest into Mogadishu, which is a city famed for many, many things, but a city in Somalia. Watch Stephen Miller be as ghoulish as he can muster.
He is the biggest booster in the whole country for unlimited refugee resettlement. That means under the Harris-Walz plan, they're going to turn the entire Midwest into Mogadishu. That's their plan. That's their policy. I don't think there's a market for that in the United States of America.
Under the Harris-Walz plan, under the policies, they plan to, as a policy objective, turn the entire Midwest into Mogadishu. Now, he says this for many reasons. There is a large Somali population in Minnesota, refugees who came to the United States for a better life. Republicans would be wise to understand that for as long as we have talked about the American experience and the American dream and the melting pot that is America, and that we're the greatest nation on the earth, and all of these tropes that they love to talk about, well, it's going to attract people to that. They've done the marketing, they've done the advertising for it, and then when people come to realize that American dream, then they're all freaked out. And they're trying to use this as a weapon against the ticket, the Harris-Walz ticket, because they know there's a certain percentage of people in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, who are bigoted and don't like that there's so many Somalis there. It continues. And if it was just that, I wouldn't think that it's necessarily a campaign talk track or a Republican Party talk track. But the fact that Jesse Waters on the same network only hours later is repeating something similar about Somali, the flag in this case, it means it's coordinated and it's strategic. Watch absolute racist bigot puke, Jesse Waters.
This guy put tampons in boys' bathrooms. 4th grade boys' bathrooms, tampons. He wants CRT taught. He was all about toppling the Columbus statue. This guy changed the flag of this state to look more like Somalia. What is wrong with this guy?
It is just conspiracy. It is just lies. Changing, first of all, protecting trans kids and all of this that they think is such a selling point for Americans, I don't think it's going to end up being that way. I think on the whole, whether you understand the entire trans experience, none of that matters. I think generally, widely, people love people and they want kids to be safe. They want kids to be secure, both physically and emotionally and mentally. And we don't want kids to be in an endangered group of elevated rates of suicide. Why would you want that? Why would you promulgate that? Why would you would continue to abuse an already marginalized and at-risk population, Jesse fucking Waters? And the other thing is about this Somali flag business. That's the Somali flag. We'll put it up on screen. Minnesota changed its flag while Tim Walz was governor, and this is it. We'll put that up on screen. And then we'll put them together. Like, this isn't even a six-sided star over here. Because it's light blue, it's supposed to be the exact same. What are you talking about? They're not at all the same. They're not the same. It's not, they didn't change the Minnesota flag to the Somali flag, you lying conspiracy theory dipshit. This is what they have. There were several other things. They're running ads about Tim Walz being a radical socialist. And all of it could have been just a campaign ad for the Democrats. They've got nothing right now, and they are scrambling and panicking because the momentum is on the side of the Democratic Party. The momentum is on the side of Kamala Harris. The momentum is on the side of Tim Walz. People are excited. They are animated. They are organizing. They are giving money to the campaign. And they're unmoored. They are unrattled by the constant drumbeat of racism and xenophobia and fear-mongering from the right. They seem to be en masse choosing a different direction for the nation. And I, for one, am here for it. I hope you are too. What do you think? You can leave a comment below. We can talk about it there. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054, or you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work. You can help me make these videos right here on this platform. You can click the join button below on YouTube, become a channel member. You can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Those are great ways to help support. I would appreciate it very much. And you can also buy yourself a pair of amazing underwear. Stick around, support the channel, get something in return. Awesome underwear. Watch this ad from Sheath. We are once again faced with a pivotal year. And while we don't have control over everything, we as individuals can affect real change. Am I talking about voting? Sure, of course I am. But I'm also obviously talking about underwear. In a world so rich with options, why would we ever settle for second-rate skivvies? My 2024 pick for Department of the Interior is Sheath underwear. Sheath is the only underwear with a dual pouch system scientifically designed to keep your president separated from his cabinet. If you catch my drift. Come on, man. Invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq, the idea from Sheath arose from discomfort in harsh environments. As a former Marine stationed in that part of the world, I get the inspiration. I wear sheaths every day. They're the only boxers that can agreeably accommodate my tree trunk thighs while also keeping my jewels carefully compartmentalized. While I'm not the only person choosing them, sheaths are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews. It's time to democratize your drawers. Head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore right now and score 20% off right away. I personally am an airflow mesh guy, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. And once you pick, Sheath will land them on your doorstep near instantly thanks to blindingly fast shipping and amazing customer service. Additionally, your purchase actually does affect positive change. Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders, so you're making positive choices for the world too. Upgrade your undergarments. Score 20% off right now when you head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore. Real change starts with you and your package.